Breaking news, Hollywood intimacy coordinator speaks out on that Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni video from It Ends With Us set. A Hollywood intimacy coordinator has weighed in on the bombshell video of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni on the Ends It With Us set, amid their lawsuits. The explosive video, exclusively released by DailyMail.com, showed all three takes of a dance scene between Lively, 37, and Baldoni, 40, revealing the pair were on apparent great terms before the actress accused him of sexual harassment. Lively in turn hit back at the clip's release, saying it proved that she was uncomfortable during the scene. Mia Schachter, who did not work on It Ends With Us but has worked on Apple TV Plus' Lessons in Chemistry, HBO's Insecure, and FX's American Crime Story, gave her analysis to THR and said she believes it proves that Baldoni did make Lively uncomfortable. When asked what stood out to her about the scene, she said, "The first thing is that he is trying to kiss her, and they clearly haven't discussed that ahead of time. And she keeps pulling away and clearly doesn't want to do that," adding there was no kissing written into the scene. A script excerpt reads, "EXT bar night. Lily and Ryle slow dance in the bar. Patrons around them drinking and watching sports. Completely in their own world." Shatter said if an intimacy coordinator had been present, they would have stopped any kissing. She says it was Baldoni's responsibility to ask Lively what she thought of kissing in scene, but claims he just went for it. She pulled away, and then he did it again. Schachter said his alleged failure to communicate that was pretty damning, both as an actor and director. She doesn't think either one of them is lying. "I think they're both talking from their own experience. They are really strongly disagreeing about things like professionalism, etiquette, what's appropriate, what's not, what it means to be an actor." Quizzed on the power dynamic between Lively and Baldoni, Schachter said even though she's Blake Lively and can say no and isn't going to be fired for speaking her mind the way that somebody else might fear, she still has to keep working with him and keep the peace and play nice. She added she can see her appeasing him and trying to keep a smile on her face, and that it was murky as to who is truly in charge. Schachter said she did not see the clip as vindicating Baldoni, and that if she were the coordinator on set, she would have discussed what Lively was comfortable with and what Baldoni wanted as director, so the pair were not caught off guard. This comes after Lively and husband Ryan Reynolds made a shock legal request after Baldoni's lawyer released the bombshell video. Lively and Reynolds, 49, want a judge to gag Baldoni's attorneys, led by Brian Friedman, and allege he has made false statements about the case. In a new letter filed in court Tuesday, the pair asked for a protective order to be issued to stop attorneys engaging in improper conduct, citing an alleged harassing and retaliatory media campaign against the couple, per TMZ. They claim Friedman is violating court rules that stop a lawyer from making statements to the press that are irrelevant to a case and might prejudice the jury. They specifically mention the release of the unedited footage. Sources close to Baldoni told DailyMail.com they believe it's grossly unfair to impose a gag order after Justin has been defamed by the New York Times in an article that they say has cost him 3 jobs and hundreds of millions of dollars. All Justin wants to do is release videos and text messages to prove the allegations are false. It is unbelievable that Blake Lively would go on a takedown campaign against Justin and then immediately turn around and say she wants a gag order so that Justin can't defend himself. This comes after Lively broke her silence on the unedited footage. Justin Baldoni and his lawyer may hope that this latest stunt will get ahead of the damaging evidence against him, but the video itself is damning, her legal team shared in a statement with DailyMail.com. Her team claims the video shows Mr. Baldoni repeatedly leaning in toward Ms. Lively, attempting to kiss her, kissing her forehead, rubbing his face and mouth against her neck, flicking her lip with his thumb, caressing her, telling her how good she smells, and talking with her out of character. Every frame of the released footage corroborates, to the letter, what Ms. Lively described in paragraph 48 of her complaint. Lively's lawyer also added that none of the intimacy shown in the video from the film, which Baldoni directed and starred in alongside Lively, was choreographed. Every moment of this was improvised by Mr. Baldoni with no discussion or consent in advance, and no intimacy coordinator present. Mr. Baldoni was not only Ms. Lively's co-star, but the director, the head of studio, and Ms. Lively's boss. Lively's legal team claims that her leaning away from Baldoni during the scene was not acting, and that the clip shows her repeatedly asking for the characters to just talk. Any woman who has been inappropriately touched in the workplace will recognize Ms. Lively's discomfort. They will recognize her attempts at levity to try to deflect the unwanted touching. No woman should have to take defensive measures to avoid being touched by their employer without their consent. Her team claims that releasing the video to the media is another example of an unethical attempt to manipulate the public and a continuation of their harassment and retaliatory campaign. We are continuing our efforts to require Mr. Baldoni and his associates to answer in court, under oath, rather than through manufactured media stunts, her lawyer stated. It was one of the biggest bombshells in a lawsuit packed full of them, that Baldoni sexually harassed Lively while filming a dance scene by dragging his lips down her neck and telling her it smells so good. In her civil rights complaint filed last month, the actress insisted nobody overheard the comment because the romantic montage was silent and the microphones were switched off. But DailyMail.com has exclusively obtained an explosive video where Baldoni's sound equipment was switched on, showing all 3 takes. The tapes show how friendly the 2 stars were before it all went so wrong. They laugh and joke around, even joshing about the size of Baldoni's nose, and talk about how they spend their time with their spouses. They include a complete record of the conversation in question at around the 7-minute mark that makes clear the comment about her smelling so good was in response to Lively talking about her spray tan as they film a romantic dance. Baldoni tells Lively he's probably getting his beard on her, and she responds by saying she's probably getting spray tan on him. Then he quips back, "It smells good," before both laugh, and she tells him the scent actually comes from her body makeup. And while the montage does indeed show Baldoni nuzzling Lively's neck as part of the scene in which they play lovers, the conversation between them is all business, with the pair spending most of it talking about lighting and their other halves. The clip, which is raw footage shot while filming It Ends With Us, comes complete with audio and was passed to DailyMail.com by the actor's production company Wayfarer and his lawyer Brian Friedman, who has previously said Baldoni has nothing to hide. DailyMail.com's exclusive footage is the latest revelation in a lengthy saga that began with rumors of rancor behind the scenes of It Ends With Us when it was released last August. It then exploded into a legal fight just before Christmas when the glamorous blonde sued Baldoni for sexual harassment. At the same time, the New York Times released a story based on Lively's legal filing that accused him of orchestrating a negative publicity campaign against her and put the smell claim front and center. In turn, Baldoni sued the Times for defamation and, last week, launched a $400 million lawsuit against Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds that accused her of using her celebrity power to hijack his film and attempt to torpedo his career. The new clip, which Lively had previously insisted has no audio, begins with the pair discussing the scene, with the actress telling Baldoni, "I'm off my mark." Ironically, at one point the pair are heard debating whether it is better to talk or kiss during the montage, with Lively arguing that chatting is more romantic, which Baldoni acquiesces to, and then, when she wonders whether anyone will discover what they're really talking about, quips they're never going to find out. Conversation then turns to their other halves, with Lively saying she and Reynolds talk all the time while Baldoni says he and wife Emily stare at each other for 10, literally like we've done it for 5 minutes. Lively then bursts into laughter as he tells her, "I think you would find it terrifying." When Lively continues to tell him about how she can't stop talking to Reynolds, Baldoni compliments, "Oh, I think that's cute. You guys are really cute." Awkwardly, she replies, "I think it's more than cute," which he hastily agrees with, adding, "I think you guys are amazing." Baldoni, who directed as well as acted in It Ends With Us, then says he wants them to be filmed almost kissing, at which Lively then continues to talk, insisting it's more romantic to chat and not give the audience the smooch she says they want. She continues to talk before saying, "Heads together," prompting both to lean their foreheads against each other. At that point, Lively begins talking about noses, telling Baldoni, "I feel so nosy." "It's just noses." Baldoni then tells her, "My nose is so big," to which she bursts into laughter, exclaiming, "Yes. I was hoping we could address this. Just got to shut down. Gotta call an insurance month and just deal with that." "Just kidding." The clip then continues into the second take, with Baldoni heard giving instructions to the crew and discussing the scene with Lively. Then, just over 7 minutes in, comes a critical conversation that appears to be the source of Lively's accusation, which begins when Baldoni asks, "If I'm getting beard on you." She laughs and says, "I'm probably getting spray tan on you," to which he replies, "It smells good," and they both laugh. Lively then tells him, "Well, it's not that, it's my body makeup." As the extras erupt in cheers, Baldoni shouts "cut" and tells her they have enough for a 17-minute reel. The final take, which focuses on their feet, includes audio of Baldoni telling Lively that I'm going to let you direct this with the actress, then insisting her heels aren't cropped out because of the sparkle. DailyMail.com's explosive new clip comes less than 5 days since Baldoni's lawsuit was filed and 2 weeks after the actress was accused of serving the actor and his team papers as they evacuated during the Los Angeles wildfires. In Baldoni's suit, Lively is accused of failing to read the novel on which the book is based until long after filming had begun, and orchestrating a negative publicity campaign of her own with the connivance of her own publicist Leslie Sloan and the New York Times. During one incident, according to the legal filing, Lively attempted to intimidate Baldoni by pointing to her famous husband and close friend Taylor Swift, then comparing herself to Game of Thrones character Khaleesi and telling him, "I have a lot of dragons." The actress and her team are also accused of doctoring text conversations between Baldoni's publicists to make them look damning and as if they're plotting a smear campaign against her, which led to both being subjected to social media abuse when the edited texts were published. Baldoni's cross-complaint also revealed that he and his family had been forced to spend the premiere of It Ends With Us sitting in a basement because Lively refused to allow him to be in the same room as her.